Because obviously you have Bermudan business, you have the government, and the challenge is to get the two to work together. I think it's interesting, certainly from my perspective, the fundamental challenge of the 21st century in terms of the interaction between business and the commercial world, government and wider society, has to be one of working in partnership. And what I find really interesting is that I think smaller countries have got that a lot faster than larger countries have. Talk about how you're sort of trying to achieve that.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I think part of that dynamic is just natural, that smaller countries, because you're in this constrained space, because you can't help but go places and see a lot of time the same people, that it almost forces that type of conversation and that interaction. But our approach to government has been that the best ideas are done in a collaborative basis. And I think that history is replete with examples of leaders who have decided to go forward, or organizations that have decided to go forward without having that collective buy-in from the community, the collective buy-in from the business sector. And so what you've seen in our early stages of our government, and we've been in here for about 8 months now, is by making sure that we consult, that we get that type of buy-in, that we say these are the things which we're looking to do. What are your thoughts on this? And then when the end results, when the plan is then produced, it's something that can have that buy-in by a significant majority of the public, and then we're all moving towards trying to accomplish those goals. And so that's the way I think is the most effective. Because if not, then you're going to find yourself pushing against, and you don't want that, I guess, you don't want that friction, especially if you're trying to make very quick and significant changes to long-term structures of which exists inside of it, a country or an economy. Right now, we're trying to modernize our economy. We're trying to modernize our government. And so in order to make those type of changes where it can make certain sectors uncomfortable, you have to have that collective buy-in of understanding where it is that we're trying to go. We're trying to have a more strong economy. We're trying to provide more opportunities for our citizens. We're trying to make sure that we can compete in a globalized economy. And if we recognize where we're trying to go and the things that will be achieved if we reach all these items together, I think it better informs persons and gets people more likely to say, okay, I see where it is you're going. I can accept the vision. I can do my part in order to get to that building block.